You feel it, don't you? Those invisible walls. That nagging sense that you're stuck, repeating the same self-defeating patterns, held back by a force you can't quite name. You wake up, you work, you get by, you repeat. But you know you're not really free. There's that constant, low-grade anxiety, a frustration with things you can't change, a quiet desperation fueled by what other people think, and the endless hunger for what you don't have. This feeling isn't random. It's a diagnosis. You're living inside a prison. But this one has no bars, no guards, no physical walls. It's a fortress built entirely in your own mind. Almost 2,000 years ago, the Stoic philosophers saw these prisons clearly. They warned that most of us live and die inside them without ever realizing we hold the key. A former slave named Epictetus, who endured unimaginable hardship, became one of the greatest teachers of this philosophy because he understood true freedom better than anyone. He knew that chains can only bind the body. It's our own judgments, fears, and desires that imprison the soul. This video is that key. Forged in the wisdom of Epictetus, I'm going to give you 5 Stoic rules to not just see the bars of your mental prison, but to shatter them for good. Stay with me, because by the end of this, you'll have the tools to walk out of that prison and never look back. The first key, the absolute foundation of Stoicism, is a simple but life-changing habit: sorting out what is in your control from what is not. Epictetus put it bluntly: things in our control are opinion, pursuit, desire, aversion, and our own actions. Things not in our control are body, property, reputation, whatever are not our own actions. Think about what that really means. The traffic jam making you late, the state of the economy, what your boss thinks of you, whether someone likes you back, even your own health to a large degree, all of it is outside of your direct control. We spend most of our lives furious and anxious, trying to command these things, like a king screaming at the ocean tide. This is the main source of our suffering. It's the very architecture of our prison. We chain ourselves to outcomes we have no real power over. Freedom begins the moment you stop fighting this reality and turn your focus inward. The only things you truly command are your choices, your judgments, and how you decide to respond. These things, Epictetus taught, are by nature free, unrestrained, unhindered. Everything else is fragile, dependent, and subject to the whims of the world. So how do you use this today? When you're stuck in traffic, you can't control the cars, but you can control your response. You can listen to a podcast and learn something, or you can pound the steering wheel in a pointless rage. Your choice. When a colleague gets the promotion you wanted, you can't control the decision. But you can control whether you respond with bitter resentment or by focusing on improving your own skills for the next time. This isn't about being passive, it's about being smart with your energy. It's refusing to waste your life on battles you can't win. True power isn't bending the world to your will. It's mastering your own will so the world can't bend you. This is the first turn of the key. Focus only on what's yours to command, your mind. Once you've sorted what you can and can't control, the next step is a radical act of release. The second rule is to stop worrying about things that are beyond your power. This sounds simple, but it's one of the most difficult and liberating things you can ever do. Epictetus gave us a powerful directive. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will. Worry is the background noise of the mental prison. It's that constant draining hum of what if? What if I lose my job? What if they don't like me? What if I get sick? Each of these thoughts is another chain, tying you to a future that hasn't happened and that you don't fully control. You're enslaving yourself to possibilities, living in 1,000 potential hells instead of the one reality you're actually in. To a Stoic, external things like your health, wealth, or the state of the world are considered indifferent. This doesn't mean you don't care about them. It means your core well-being, your inner peace, doesn't depend on them. You can prefer to be healthy, but if you get sick, you don't let it shatter your peace of mind, because you understand your body isn't something you have total control over. To put this into practice, you have to become a vigilant guard of your own thoughts. When you feel that cold grip of anxiety about world events or a volatile stock market, pause and ask yourself, is this mine to control? A great exercise is to journal your fears. Draw 2 columns. In one, write down what you control about the situation, your preparation, your actions, your attitude. In the other, list what you don't, the final outcome, other people's choices, market forces. Then, make a conscious decision to let go of the second column. This practice builds incredible resilience. In your relationships, it means you stop trying to manage your partner's feelings and focus on being a good and loving partner yourself. In your career, you stop obsessing over the company's future and focus on delivering your best work today. This is how you starve anxiety. You rob it of its power by refusing to worry about what you cannot change. This is the second key, the willful release of worry. The third key is maybe the most famous piece of Stoic wisdom, and it's how you reclaim your power in any situation. The rule is this: master your reactions, not the events themselves. As Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This insight is the master key to emotional freedom. Nothing outside of you, no event, no insult, no failure, can harm you without your permission. It isn't the thing itself that disturbs you, but your judgment about the thing. We live in an age of manufactured outrage. Our social media feeds are designed to provoke instant emotional reactions. The news cycle thrives on fear and anger. We're conditioned to react impulsively, to let external events dictate our internal state. Someone leaves a negative comment, and it ruins your day. A project at work fails, and you decide you're a failure. This is a form of slavery. You're handing the remote control of your emotions over to the world. The Stoic practice is to create a tiny space between the event and your response. When something happens, instead of reacting on instinct, you pause. You observe the event as a neutral fact. I received criticism on my report. That is a fact. My report was terrible and I'm a bad employee is a judgment, a story you're telling yourself. It's the story that causes the pain, not the criticism. Practically speaking, this means when you read a provoking headline or a critical email, you just take a breath. Step back. Reframe the event as neutral information. This simple pause is an act of rebellion against your own impulsive mind and is a technique used in modern therapies like CBT. By choosing your response, you take your power back. This is a critical skill for leadership, for relationships, and for mental health. The person who keeps their cool under pressure, who can see a problem without being consumed by it, is the person who is truly free. They get that the world will always throw curveballs. The event isn't the test. Your reaction is always the test. Master this, and the walls of your prison start to fade, because nothing can trap a mind that refuses to be trapped. The fourth key asks you to redefine your entire idea of success and self-worth. The rule is to become the master of yourself, completely independent of external things. Epictetus declared, "No man is free who is not master of himself. A man should so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things." This is a direct challenge to the modern world, which basically teaches us the exact opposite. Our society is a giant engine of external validation. It tells you that your worth is measured by your job title, your bank account, the number of likes on your photo, and the brand of your car. We're taught to chase these things relentlessly, believing that once we get them, we'll finally be happy and free. But this is the biggest lie of the mental prison. Chasing externals is a race you can never win because the finish line is always moving. The Stoics argued that you are given one thing to protect: your inner character, your capacity for reason and virtue. Everything else, your body, your reputation, your wealth, is just borrowed. It belongs to fortune and can be taken away in a second. To base your happiness on these things is to build your house on sand. The modern way to do this is to consciously detach your self-worth from status symbols and what other people think. Instead of measuring your success by a promotion, measure it by your own virtues. Did I act with courage today? With fairness? With wisdom? These are the true measures of a good life, and they are completely within your control. This mindset is the ultimate shield against the chaos of life. If you get laid off, it's a painful event, but it doesn't diminish your worth if your worth is based on your character. If you face public criticism, it's unpleasant, but it can't touch your inner peace if you aren't desperate for the crowd's approval. This isn't about rejecting money or success, but about refusing to be owned by them. Free yourself from the prison of approval. When you no longer need the world to tell you that you're worthy, you become unstoppable. You are the master of yourself, and that is the only mastery that matters. And all of this leads to the final key, the one that allows you to walk out of the prison and live with unshakable courage. The rule is to live without fear of tyrants or of loss. Epictetus, who knew slavery firsthand, understood that the ultimate tyrant isn't a person, it's fear itself. He taught, freedom is the ability to live as you wish without being ruled by your fears. A tyrant can only rule you if you're afraid of what they can take from you, your property, your comfort, your life. But if you've already practiced detaching yourself from these things, what real power does a tyrant have? Epictetus famously said of his own body, "It's only my leg you will chain, not even God can conquer my will." He knew that while his body could be imprisoned, his mind, his will, his judgment remained totally free. In our lives, we're often ruled by internal tyrants. A toxic boss, a manipulative partner, a dead-end job you're afraid to leave. These are the oppressors that keep us in quiet servitude. We stay because we fear the uncertainty of leaving. We fear financial insecurity. We fear being alone. We fear failure. This fear is the lock on our prison door. Applying this final rule means looking your fears in the eye and asking, what is the absolute worst that can happen if I defy this? And can I handle that outcome with my own inner strength? If you've been practicing the other 4 rules, the answer will almost always be yes. You can handle losing a job if your worth isn't tied to it. You can handle a relationship ending if your happiness doesn't depend on one person. You can handle failure if you see it as just another chance to practice being a good person. This is the mindset that fuels anyone who has ever stood up to oppression. It is the disciplined choice to act on your principles even when you're afraid. When you realize that the only thing you really have to lose is your chains, you become free. You can live as you wish, because you're no longer ruled by fear. You have mastered yourself, and a master has no tyrants. So those are the 5 keys to unlocking your mental prison, forged in the timeless wisdom of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. First, focus your energy only on what you can control. Second, stop worrying about what you can't. Third, remember it's not what happens, but how you react that matters. Fourth, build your worth on your inner character, not external validation. And fifth, live without fear, because a mind that has mastered itself can't be conquered. These aren't just ideas, they are tools. They're a daily practice. The prison was built thought by thought, and it can only be dismantled choice by choice. Freedom isn't some destination you arrive at one day. It's a path you walk every single day by choosing to use these rules. You hold the keys. The door is right in front of you. The only question is, will you use them? If this message resonated with you, subscribe for more wisdom to help you build a life of strength and peace. And please, share this video with one person you know who might be fighting a battle inside their own mind. Sometimes a single key is all someone needs to find their way out. Finally, leave a comment below and tell me, which of these 5 rules are you going to start practicing today? Let's walk this path to freedom together.